and then the adjective in that case, right?
Yes, that's right.
Uh-huh. So that's saying, okay, that one, no. Because I think I cannot use I know, yes, we can, right? We can use the connector at the beginning if it is a reduced clause.
It just no, yes, but
No?
only if it's reduced. Yes, 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 but only if it's
Mhm.
reduced. But if you
Ah,
put
but yeah,
which is
uh-huh.
not reduced, it's complete.
Okay, we need to put in that case which hiding only or no?
No, I mean you can reduce it like this hidden. Yes, but
Ah,
remember
okay.
you cannot start with an adjective clause except if this clause is reduced.
Mhm.
So if it's not reduced, the clause, you are going to put it after the adjective, after the noun that is describing. In this case, for example, the Hanford plan, which is hidden
Mhm.
behind government secrecy for nearly half a century, blah, 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 blah. Okay,
Mhm.
so, but you're not going to start an adjective clause. You're not going to start with an adjective clause, okay, except if the adjective clause is reduced, except,
Okay.
okay, very good.
So I'm not sure why I chose the letter B, but I chose it.
Yes, well, maybe you don't know, but you know subconsciously,
Okay.
maybe.
Thanks to my brain.
Exactly. So remember, you can start with the adjective clause only if it's reduced. The only clause that is reduced is letter B. This one is not reduced. This one is not reduced. It's the
Hmm.
complete one. And
Oh.
this one, it's a subject and a verb. You don't need a subject and a verb because you have a subject and a verb, right? So the only one is letter B, is the reduced form of which is hidden. I mean, this is the complete one. Letter C is the complete one, and letter B is the reduced.
Mm-hmm.
But letter C cannot be in the beginning of the sentence because it's complete.
Yep.
Okay, very
Okay.
good, excellent. All right, let's go with number 5.
The number five I chose, I'm not sure about number five. I chose letter, I forgot. Letter B one more time.
It's letter D.
D? Oh, no. So I have incorrect.
Okay, so let's try to analyze it. Okay, so subjects, verbs, connectors. Tell me something.
Astronomers
The
is the
astronomers.
subject.
Okay.
Astronomers, is the subject. Had
Mhm.
assume is the action.
Very good.
Until is a connector.
Yes, very good.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay. And also there is another connector.
Mhm. That.
Yes, that. So that means that it's going to be another subject and another verb after that.
The inside. Yep, that's right. We have where
Yes, where is verb
an
and the
action. Mhm.
subject.
The inside.
Very good, the insides. Excellent. All right, good. And then what happened? Why you had it wrong?
I don't know.
So you have connector. Remember that after a connector, you have to have a subject and a verb. And if you have a subject of a verb, it means that it's reduced.
Mm. Hmm? But I only have an adjective, right?
Yes, there is an adjective. It proof is a noun. It's the subject. But you need a verb. Incorrect is not a verb. Incorrect is an adjective. Sorry about the barking, but like I told you, I am not in the same room.
Yes, don't worry.
Oh, yes.
It's okay.
All right, so okay. The correct one is letter D. Why? Because it's reduced. So let's try to do the complete one. Until is the connector, then we have the subject until they, because we are talking about
Okay.
the astronomers. No, we are talking about
No, the
no.
inside.
Yes, I think that you're, yes, exactly. You are talking about the insights. Yes. That's right. Yes, you're right. We are talking about the insides, but also it's they because it's plural, right? Until they, and then,
The action?
yes, the action, that's right.
Proof?
Are recently proven. Okay,
Uh-huh.
this is the complete one. This is the complete one. And we are going to reduce the subject and the verb to be.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why it's letter D. Okay. Remember,
Okay.
when you have an adverb connector, you're going to have a subject and a verb. In this case, they are, or they were actually, no, they were recently proven because it's past, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Sorry. Okay, so until they were recently proven, incorrect is the complete one. So remember, connector, subject, verb. And if you want to reduce another clause, you're going to meet the verb to be and the
Mm-hmm.
subject. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
it's so the translation or the interpretation of this one, what it would be, because it's interesting. Hasta que sean, no, hasta que sean recientemente probadas o hasta que fueron, sí, porque es pasado, sí, es hasta que fueron recientemente probadas. Ese sería, that one would be like the translation, one of the translation. Astronomer had assumed past perfect that the insides of the white dwarfs were uniform, ¿ok?
Okay.
Entonces, hasta que fueron recientemente probadas, los astrónomos habían asumido que los adentros, así tal cual, los adentros de las enanas blancas, se refiere a las estrellas, eran uniformes.
But I'm a little bit confused about that you mentioned that we are talking about the insights at the beginning.
Yes,
And
yes,
why not astronomers?
mm,
I'm lost.
or yes, I think that we are talking about the astronomers.
Mm,
Hasta que fueron recientemente probados incorrectos, hasta que fueron recientemente probados incorrectos. Podría ser, to me, I think that they are talking about the insights. Okay, but I think that it doesn't matter too much, okay?
okay.
The thing is that remember, when you have until, that is a connector, you have to have subject verb. And if
Mm-hmm.
you have subject verb in the options, that means that it's reduced, okay?
Okay.
So let's say letter A cannot be because we don't have a verb, right? So cannot be. Okay, so only have the subject. The letter B cannot be because it's only the subject. There is an adjective, proof is a noun. Cannot be, we need another verb. Okay. Letter C, the astronomer recently proven, also cannot be because we have subject, but this is not a verb. This is an adjective. Okay. If
Mm-hmm.
it's a verb, it would be proved. That
Mm-hmm.
is the past. No, proved.
Proof,
What
proof.
is the past of proof?
That's a good question.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Let me check if it is here.
Proof,
It's regular? No.
I think it's irregular. Proof. No, it's proof. It's a has proof.
Uh-huh. Proof, and proven. That's right.
Exact. Proof. Exactly. So the past tense would be proved, like this
Mm-hmm.
one, right? So this one is a verb.
Mm-hmm.
So if yes, it could be this one, but if the verb would be like this, letter C would be correct, but if we had proved instead of proven, because proven is an adjective, it's not a verb.
But in that case, that will be the complete one, right?
Yeah,
Also.
exactly. In
Mm-hmm.
that case, that would be the complete one. That's right. Very good.
Okay.
Okay,
Yep.
that's why letter C cannot be. You understand?
Yes.
Okay, good. Let's go with number 6.
The number six, I chose the letter D.
Letter D, letter C. Yes, correct. Very good.
Uy. Why?
Why? I don't know.
No, okay. Okay, let me
Explain it.
check.
Explain it. Yes.
Okay, we are talking about the numerous archaeologists,
Mhm.
and have explored is the action, right?
Yes, very good.
So, and we have a comma. So that's why I need a connector at the beginning. Yes,
Okay,
but
but it's an adjective
it's an
clause.
adjective.
It's an adjective clause.
Why?
Because you
Numerous?
said we are talking about the archaeologists. You said that.
Ah,
You said we are talking about the archaeologists. So that means that the clause at the beginning it's an adjective clause because we are talking about the archaeologists.
okay. Yep.
Well, you said that. You said that. And also check in any of the sentence we don't have a connector. So that means that it's an adjective clause.
Hmm.
Do you understand?
A little bit.
Okay, so let's say another way to approach this. So in any of these ones, we don't have any connector, but we have
Hmm.
the comma, all
Yep.
right? So be careful because we need a connector.
Hmm.
So if we don't have any connector here, that means that the only way that you can have a connector at the beginning
It's a
and it's not
reduce.
here is an adjective clause. Yes, you understand it?
It's not reduce.
Aha, yes, it's
Yes.
reduced, but
Okay.
it's
Yes.
an adjective clause. Yes, for sure, it's
Okay.
an
Okay.
yes, it's reduced, but it's an adjective clause. It
Okay.
cannot
Okay.
be the complete one because remember, we cannot put the complete one at the beginning.
Hmm.
All right, yes, good, thanks.
That part. Yes. Mm, and the action. Okay, and I try to do the complete one, right?
Yes,
And
yes,
that's
yes,
why
yes, yes,
I
yes, yes,
said
yes.
they they s- is searched
Now let's
the
start
past.
with the
No.
connector. Remember, in
Ah, okay.
adjective clause is just which, who, or that.
Who?
Okay, who?
Because we are talking about their colleges.
Yes.
And then who searched in past
Excellent name. I think that is in present because he's present perfect.
have explored.
What do you think?
It's about
Okay, have
experience.
explored. Yes, experience. That's right.
So
Okay, so let's go and put it on past. It doesn't matter now. Okay,
okay.
so who searched? This is the complete one, and it cannot be at the beginning, right? So it's numerous archaeologists who search artifacts from the early Chinese dynasties have explored the southern Silk Road. This is the complete one, and it's in the middle. And if you want to reduce it, you're
Um,
going to omit the connector
and
and
I
the
changed
verb.
the action.
Exact. Very good. Exact. Very good. All right. All right. Questions?
No, maybe I just have the problem that when I need, when I try to do the complete one, I get lost because I check that you sometimes move, right? Like for example, in this case, the first sentence, yes, you move and you put it's before the action or after the action.
No, well, remember that an adjective clause goes after the noun that is describing. Okay, so the adjective clause goes after the noun that is describing. So in this case, we are talking about the numerous archaeologists. That's
Hmm.
why in this, because we are talking about the sorry, I am going to put here the connector because this is the adjective clause.
Mm.
Who searched
Okay.
for artifacts, blah, blah, blah. And then I am going to complete the main sentence or the main clause that is have explored the southern Silk Road. You understand?
Hmm.
So this is the complete one. Okay, this is the complete one, and I am going to put the adjective clause connector after the noun that is describing. That is in this case is archaeologist. Now, if you want to have the adjective clause at the beginning, you can, but you have to be it has to be reduced. So that means that you're going to meet the who and the search, and you're going to change it to the ing form at the beginning of the sentence.
Okay. Yep.
All right. All right. Let's go with number 7. Which one did you choose?
The number 7. I'm not sure, but I chose the letter B.
Very good.
Really? Oh
Yeah,
my God! Why?
very good. Yeah. Maybe you now understand it better, but I don't know. Maybe it's just like something that you don't want to accept.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, very good. Okay, so let's go with number 7. It's right, so try to explain it.
Okay. And also that one was a little bit difficult for me. Okay, we are talking
So, okay,
about
okay, exactly. Tell me
the
subjects and verbs. That's right.
best known lecture. I don't know how to pronounce that word.
Lecturer. I think it's
Lecturer,
lecturer.
lecturer. Okay, that one. Okay, we are talking about her, right?
Give me 1 second. I am just going to see
Was
the pronunciation. Yes, lecturer, lecturer, lecturer. O alárgala más la R. Lecturer.
lecturer. Okay, thanks. Lecturer.
Excellent, like that. Very
Okay,
good.
we have here the action. Let me check. We are how the action was here.
So you said that the was is the action. Okay, continue, continue.
But also I checked that here we have a connector, right? Who? And here
Mm-hmm.
we have one more time
Okay.
could be one more time the
Yes.
action. Ah, could be okay. No, persuaded is the an adjective, right?
Yeah, yes.
No. Uh-huh. And speak right. So in this one, I was a little bit confused and I took a lot of time, but I started checking here the options and
Uh-huh.
I checked that I cannot use this one because we have an action and here I have an action. Also in this one, we have a subject and action and I cannot put the she because I think also who is the subject, right? So
But we
that
have to
one,
but we have a connector. We have while is a connector.
that's a good one. Interesting. I don't know why.
Okay, so let's remember after subjects and verbs, try to find connectors and the clauses. So for example, you said, who is the connector and from who to where is going to finish the clause? Who could be usually be persuaded to speak. This is the clause and it ends there. The clause ends there. Okay, so you
Mm-hmm.
have connector subject, you have verb. That's right. So you don't need this one. Imagine that this doesn't exist because it's correct. So this is not something, there is anything wrong with this clause. Sorry, there is anything wrong with this clause. Okay, so imagine that it's not there. Okay, then you have, for example, a connector. So that means that it's going to start the clause from here to the finish of the clause. In this case is her son. Okay, oh my gosh, town visiting her son. This is the clause. It could be letter B or it could be letter C. Letter A cannot be because we need a connector. Letter D cannot be because we need a connector. So letter A and letter D cannot be. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So then the only two that we have connectors is while and while she was. Okay. So in letter B, we don't have subject and we don't have verbs. So maybe it's a reduced form.
Mm-hmm.
And letter C cannot be. Why? Because like you said, visiting, it's the how do you say the verb? Okay. Okay, give me 1 second. Yes, it's correct. Letter number 7 is letter B. It's correct. Okay, good. So while subject verb was, it cannot be was in this one because we have town. Town in this case, if we don't put an article, sorry, if we don't put a preposition, that means that town is the subject of the action. So we have two subjects, town and she, and it cannot be like this because we only need just one subject. So this one cannot be. Do you understand this part or no?
Yes, we are talking about so the town.
Exactly. No, no, no. If you choose letter C, that means that you have two subjects, she and
Hmm.
town. But if you choose letter B, in town, it's a prepositional phrase. So while in town. So this in converts town into a prepositional phrase.
Yep.
Do you understand?
Yeah, in that part, yes.
So if you don't have this in, so that means that you have two subjects, she and town. And if
Hmm.
you put the preposition in, that means that town is the object of the preposition in, and it's a reduced clause. Okay, it's a reduced clause because I don't have subject and I don't have verb.
Yep,
Okay,
we
so
have visiting.
exactly, we have visiting, that is the verb in the reduced form. So what is the complete one? While,
She
exactly, while she
visited.
visited, that's right, exactly. While she visited, or while she visited in town, or no, while in town, she visited her son. Very good. While in town, she visited her son.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Yep.
This is the complete one. But the answer is in the preposition, okay?
Hmm.
She visited her son. This is the complete one. And if I want to reduce it, I am going to change the subject and the verb, and I am going to change it to the ing form. Okay, you
Yeah.
understand?
Yep.
All
So
right.
I that can I have two reduces clauses at the same sentence or the
Yes,
same?
yes,
Yes.
for sure. Yes.
Oh
You
my
can
god.
have like many,
A lot of
many.
homework.
I think that you can have like, I don't know, there's no one rule to say that you can have only two or three or four. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yes. Like for example, these exercises that are a little bit more harder, you have like two or three, and sometimes we have four connectors, right? Or three connectors to make four clauses. All right, good. So let's go with number 8. What did you say on number 8?
I say the letter A.
Okay, is letter, oh my gosh. You say letter A, right? Is letter V.
Oh.
It's letter V. All right, so let's try to understand it. So subjects, verbs, subjects, verbs.
Okay, we have the action is says.
Okay, says, very good. Okay, says.
Um, we are talking about the national restaurant or no?
Okay, well, we have, well, tell me connectors. If you don't find, okay, if you don't find subjects, try to tell me connectors.
Let me check. I have that
Excellent. That,
here one.
yes, very good. So that means that is a connector, and so we have to have another subject and another verb.
Federal efforts is again an action. Oh
Um,
no, right?
no, effort is
Okay,
not an
says
action, it's a noun.
regulate to
Uh,
regulate.
no, but it's infinitive. It's not that. It's not the main verb. It's just an infinitive. This is the subject, federal efforts, and would limit is the verb.
And why is in that part?
This is a yes prepositional phrase to regulate, infinitive. To regulate work. Okay, so it's all together. To regulate workplace smoking, all together. So the object of the preposition to is smoking.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine that it doesn't exist.
Ay, that's right. Mm-hmm. World limiters.
So this part actually, if you notice, okay, so remember, so if you know, if you see this, this, it means that it's a connector, and then you have to find the subject and the verb. Subject, verb. So this is a prepositional phrase, doesn't, well, it doesn't have like a mistake. Would limit restaurant's ability is the object of would limit. To respond, it's another infinitive. To the desires, prepositional phrase. Of their patrons, prepositional phrase. So all this part is correct. So imagine that it doesn't exist for now. So this is all correct. All this all correct. So it doesn't exist.
Okay. So it's a positive, the National Restaurant in Washington.
It's an a positive, right? Okay, it could be, could be.
But also, base in that case is an action, right? I don't know.
Um, um,
Base.
based in, yes, is an action. Ah, well, yes, it's an a positive. That's right. No, no, no. We have a
No.
comma. So for example, in this letter A, we don't have a comma, letter B and letter C, we don't have a comma, but in this one, we have a comma.
Mm-hmm.
So that means, okay, so all right, so let's go with another approach. So you said that says is the verb of the sentence, okay? So what is the subject?
The National Restaurant.
The association, because in the answer you have all association,
Okay, association. The National Restaurant
association.
Association.
Is this is the subject of the sentence, right? Subject and the verb, okay?
Yep.
All right, good, excellent. But if you say, like, for example, let's say the national, oh my gosh, the National Restaurant Association, Washington, without the comma, it doesn't have any sense, Washington, because you said that association is the subject, and Washington what? So Washington is another subject? No, it cannot be another subject. So
That
association, yes, tell me, tell me.
but that's why I chose in Washington or
Oh,
no.
the National Restaurant Association in Washington. Okay, but if you say that, okay, yes, but you don't need the comma then. So you have this comma. So let's say the
Oh,
National
okay.
Restaurant Association in Washington, let's say in Washington, and so if you put a comma, remember, comma separate clauses.
Mm-hmm.
So you need a verb have before the comma.
Yep, that's right.
Okay, so that is not the answer because like you said, yes, it could sounds correct, but you need a verb before the comma to complete the clause.
Okay.
So let's
Based
say letter
in,
A is not the correct one because we need a verb before the comma and we don't have. Okay.
and we have verb in B, C, and D.
Exactly. We have B, C, we have B and C with a verb. Okay. Association is in. Okay. If you say that, so that means that Washington, it's okay. Let's say that one. National Restaurant Association. The National Restaurant Association is in Washington, comma says, comma says. So that means that you have two verbs and just one subject. You understand?
Yep.
So that also cannot be because you need two verbs, two subjects. Washington
Mhm.
in this case is not a subject, is the object of the preposition in.
Yep.
All right, so also letter B cannot be. Okay, letter C, let's go with letter C. which is in Washington. Okay, it's a connector. It's a connector subject, an adjective connector subject. It could be. It could be. Yes, it could be, but we don't have. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Right. So the National Restaurant Association, which
Which?
is in Washington, says. Okay. All right. Yes, this one could be correct, Asa. But if you don't have the comma, if you have the comma, remember that if you have an adjective connector with comma, it has to be set up from the rest of the sentence with commas,
Mm-hmm.
with two commas, not
Yep.
just one comma. So you can say this one. So I am going to say this one. So the National Restaurant Association, comma, which is in Washington, comma, says is correct, is correct. This one is correct. And also I can say the National, oh my gosh, the National Restaurant Association, blah, 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 without the comma, which is in Washington, Washington says, without the comma. So these two are correct, but you're going to choose, you're going to set the clause from the rest of the sentence with commas or without commas, but you cannot say like one comma, another comma, okay?
Yep.
All right, so letter C cannot be just because of the comma.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
And letter D is the correct one, but it's reduced. Okay, so it's reduced because we have the comma, which is based based
Okay.
in
Yes.
Washington, and the reduce is just based in Washington, says without with the
Mhm.
commas, with the commas.
That's right. Now, yep. No, now I can see clearly.
The thing is that yes, I understand you completely because this one is kind of hard. Okay, this one is kind of hard, and you don't have like so many time to analyze it. So let's try just to still practice it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because this one is like very good to improve the skill that you need. All right, excellent. So let's go with number 9.
With number 9, I chose the letter D.
D is letter B.
No, I wanna cry. Okay, the letter B.
Okay, so you have a comma.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that means that is either an adjective clause at the beginning of the sentence or an adverb clause, an adverb clause. Okay, so let's say it's an adjective clause. Remember, an adjective clause, the function of an adjective clause is to describe a noun. So let's say that you are going to describe the cerebral muscles.
Mm-hmm.
This sentence describe the cerebral muscles?
Mm-hmm. No,
No, exactly. It
not
doesn't
really.
describe the cerebral muscles. So that means that it's not an adjective clause. It's a adverb clause. So that means that you need a connector. So the only one that it has a connector is letter B.
And the adverb clause, what does the adverb clause do?
Adverb clause, well, it could be, remember, connectors in the adverb clauses, we have time connectors, we have
Mm-hmm.
cause connectors, we have
Ah,
condition
yep, yep, yep,
connectors.
yep.
So that's the function that we are going to use the adverb clause connectors or the adverb clause in general. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thanks.
All right. Very good.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say letter A. You're going to explain me why letter A cannot be.
Because we have the
We have the
the first the first, and in that case we have the action, right? No, the subject in the sentence using the, or no, the first site
yes, citing. That's right. So
citing.
the subject is citing. No, citing is the subject in this one,
Mhm.
and
Yep.
the verb.
Mhm. We don't have a verb. Mm,
Yes, exactly. We don't have a verb, so that's why letter A cannot be. That's right. Very good. One of the reason also with the because of the comma. But let's say that it could be like for that reason, right? Because we don't have subject. Sorry, we don't have verb. Letter B. Sorry, letter C.
We have say zebra muscles. We have the subject and the action there. Zebra muscles, and then with the
Uh-huh.
action word and first
Cited.
sighted.
Very good. Okay. And why it cannot be?
Because I need a connector,
That's
right?
right. I need a
Yes.
connector. That's right. That's the only reason of the comma, right? Of the yes, of the comma. And letter D is the same. First sign is just the subject. We need a verb. So and a connector. So the only one that
Okay.
it has a connector and a verb is letter B, but it's reduced. It's reduced. What is the complete one?
That's why I'm trying to think. Although I have already.
Remember, after a connector, an adverb connector, we need a subject and a verb. So you say that we are talking about the zebra muscles,
Zebra
right?
muscles. We can say they.
Exactly. They,
Although they. I'm not sure. Although they are. Oh,
yes,
were
yes, exactly. They were
were first
first
sight
side,
sighted sighted
cited. They
sighted.
cited it. Yes, sorry. Yes, you're right. Okay, so this is the complete one. And if you want to reduce it, you're going to reduce the subject and the verb to be.
Yep.
All right.
Ay,
Okay, so let's go with number 10, please.
I chose the letter B.
Very good.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Excellent. Very good. So explain
Why?
it,
I'm
please.
not sure. Okay, we're talking about the small companies,
Okay,
and the action is may take.
very good.
10 divided by 3, no. And we don't have a connectors and no commas.
Okay, but we have another verb or another subject.
There's about the three shows. No, it is without.
Okay, we don't have, yes, exactly. We don't have any subject, any verb. But in the answers, in all the answers, we have subject and verb.
Yep.
Okay. So that means that we have to have a connector, right? Because we can have a subject and a verb only if we have a connector. But we don't have a connector, so
It's a
that
reduce.
exactly is
Yeah.
reduced. So what is an adjective clause in a reduced form? Why? Because if an adverb clause cannot be reduced, the connector, so we don't have connector. So the only option is that we are going to use an adjective clause.
Mhm.
So an adjective clause, remember, that is after a noun, after a noun. So letter C cannot be because the noun is after. And letter C cannot be because the noun is after.
Okay.
Okay? Okay.
Actually, I was checking on the complete sentence. But
Okay.
no, okay, but
Tell
no,
me
okay.
just tell me the complete sentence. Okay.
No.
Sería, okay, so by acquiring a document, we need a connector, an adjective clause connector,
Which?
which, very
All
good,
of
and a
that.
verb.
Which is
Very good.
in cold.
Cold. Very good. Excellent. And the reduce without the connector and the verb to be.
Yay.
You're right? Excellent.
Which is
Okay,
cold.
so the
Alright.
only option that it could be is letter B, and it's reduced.
Okay.
All right. So let's try to do a review. Did you did these ones, the TOEFL skill 1 to 14? No.
No.
Okay. So this is going to be homework. Okay.
Okay, yes.
This is going to be homework, and let's try to find another topic. Okay. So we finished the reduced classes. Okay. We
Yeah,
finished.
but I'm going to continue practice. Actually, I did some exercises on internet. Some of them were easy, but some of them were also difficult.
Okay. If you want to
But
review it, just let me know. Okay.
okay, yes.
And let's go with the next topic. Let's do it a little bit quickly.
Mm.
Just I think what we have time. So sentence with inverted subject and verb. So we are going to start now with the when are you going to invert the subjects and the verbs? Okay. So the first one is very easy. We are going to invert subjects and verbs in questions forms, and this is very common. When we want to do a question, we have to invert the auxiliary and then put the now the subject. All right, it's very easy. This is the first one. Okay, when you are going to make sentence, you have to invert the auxiliary. Okay, that's it. The second one, no, this is the first one. This is the first one. So invert the subject and verb with question words. So when you have what, when, where, why, and how as a question, you are going to invert the auxiliary. So this is very easy, right? So we know that.
But may I ask why? Why we do that?
I don't have like a exact
Because English
answer.
only? That's the answer.
Yes, because it's the structure in English.
Okay.
Is the rule that we have to follow in English.
Okay.
Um, it's like there is a reason why, but I think that is going to take you to the history of the English.
Okay. Hmm.
Okay, but yes, okay. So the reason is that in English, we when we want to say sentence questions, we have to put the auxiliary first or after the WH question. Okay.
Hmm.
So invert the subject and verbs with question words. So when you have what, when, where, why, and how as a question, you are going to invert the subject and the verb. So it's the regular question that we all know. Okay, what is the homework? When can I leave? Where are you going? If
Hmm.
you notice, the auxiliary is after the WH question. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, also this word can join together two clauses, and in this case, the subject and the verb that follow are not inverted. So it's another review about clauses. So this is a connector, this is a connector, and this is a connector. In these cases, you are not going to invert when they are connectors. When they are connectors, you are not going to invert.
No inverting connectors.
Subject, verb, subject, verb, subject, verb.
Okay.
Okay. The only ones that you're going to invert is when it's a question, when it's a WH question. But the last one is a question. Yes, it's a question, but this is the inverted. Do you? Do you is the question, and where you are going is the connector. Okay, so just be careful about that. You have to notice where is the inversion of the auxiliary if it's a question. Okay, it's not here, it's here. Obviously it starts here, it starts here.
Hmm.
Okay, all right, and that's it. This is the first one. It's very easy. So remember, invert subjects and verb with W question. Who, what, when, where, why, how. When the question word introduces a question, the subject and the verb are inverted. Question word what, verb subject. What are they? When the question words connectors, connects two clauses, the subject and the verb are not inverted. Okay, I know what they are. You understand? This is a connector. This is not a connector. This is a WH question. WH question, adverb WH question, and this is a connector.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
question. All right,
No.
good. Exercise 15. Each of the following sentences contain a question word. Circle the question words. Underline the subject once and the verb twice. Then indicate the sentences are correct or incorrect. Okay, so I am going to start with number 1 and number 2. The phone company is not certainly when will the new directories be ready. Okay, so I have to notice that when is not at the beginning of the sentence, so this is not a question, it's a connector. So after a connector, I need a subject and the verb. So, but the thing is that the subject is here,
Ah, yes, it's invert.
is inverted, so it's incorrect. Okay, the correct
Yes.
one will be when the new directories will be ready.
Mhm.
Okay, good, excellent. Number 2, the professor does not understand why so many students did poorly on the exam. Okay, this one is also, it's a connector. Okay, why is a connector? And I have to notice here that this is the subject and this is the verb. So it's correct because after connector, subject verb. Okay,
Yes.
so it's correct. That's it, very easy. Okay, let's go with number 3, please.
Okay, I'm going to try it. Okay, here we have the how. We have new students.
And look,
Okay, here we have the is a question, yes, and we have
it's a,
and so in that case, yes, we have a question, a WH question, right?
yes, yes,
And we have first the subject and then the
uh-huh,
verb,
yes,
but we need to put an inverted,
yes,
so it's
so,
incorrect
very good.
because here's we can say how can new students get information?
Very good. Excellent. That's the answer. Very good. Let's go with number 4.
Okay, one more time. We have where that is the yes, it's a question. So yes, it's the WH question. Here we have the action, yes, and it is the subject.
Subject. Very good.
So I think it's correct.
Very
Deliver
good.
this complete.
Excellent.
Okay,
Number 5. Let's go. Let's go.
the finance going how okay, here is in the middle and no, is not a question, so that's a connector. Correct. And here we
How
have the
far? Yes, the connector is how far.
really okay, yes. Okay, and we have the plane. So I think it's incorrect because we need to, the correct one is inverted. How far the plane can go?
Yes, very
Yes?
good. Yes, yes, you're right.
Okay. What time? Okay, and the next one we have a question one more time. A W question. What? Okay, the complete question is what type, right?
Yes, the double,
Uh-huh.
yes, exactly. The H question, what type?
Does he?
Actually, it's what type of security? Oh,
Oh, like
what type
what
of
type of
security?
music? Okay.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Yes, that's he. In that case, I'm going to say that is correct because
Very good.
here, yes, first we
Yes,
have those and then the subject.
excellent.
Okay, now the next one is not a question, and we have when. Here is a
Yes,
connector,
very good.
and we have the vault, and
Mm-hmm.
then the action will be open, right?
Yes,
So we have that one, subject and verb. So it's correct.
very good.
And the next one is a question. That's right. How long is the WH question in that case? Then we have
Yes,
it, and then the action has been.
yes.
So I'm going to say that
There is
is
another connector.
really
Yes,
since.
yes, very good. So there is
Okay.
another subject, another verb.
You
That's right.
arrive.
Excellent.
Okay.
Very good.
Okay, this one is correct. The since is
Are you
correct.
sure?
Then we have since and then we have subject and verb.
Yes, but the
Right?
question. What shall be the question?
Oh, that's right. The question.
It's a question. So this is the WH. Like you said, this is the WH. So that means that we have to,
Invert
yes, we have
has
to invert.
has
Has
been
it,
it.
has it been, has
Has
it
it
been?
been okay?
Yes, that's right. So is,
But what happened with the since? It's correct.
yes,
Ah, okay.
yes, after connector, subject, verb, like always, like always, like
Uh-huh.
always.
Ah, okay, okay. Okay, yep.
Incorrect.
Okay, has it been? Okay, that one. Okay, yes.
Very good.
Then, okay, and this one is not a question. So we have a connector in the middle, and we have the witness, and here the action set,
Very good.
right? So we have the one subject and verb. So I think it's correct.
Very good. Correct.
And the last one, yes, is a question. Here we have do, and where is it here? Ay, okay, but we have here the do you.
Yes.
Do you know what he wants? And here we have subject and the action one more time. But you mentioned that here is the important part at the beginning, so I
Yes.
think it's correct.
Very good. Yes, exactly. It's a question. Yes, but there, here is the inverted, right? Here is the inverted part. This one, and this is a connector. This is just a connector. Subject, verb.
Yep.
All right. Do you understand it? It's very easy.
Yep.
Well, after the reduced clauses, everything is easy.
Ah, okay, that's great. Good to know that. Excellent.
Okay. Well, yes, I think that is the, yes, I think that the reduced clauses are the hardest part. Is the hardest part of these skills. All right, Asa. So the
Mhm,
homework is going to be the exercise that I told you. You have it. I
mhm.
am going to tell you the page. Is
Please.
page number 233 on the book. Skill
Um,
1 to 14. Okay. Also with time, please.
yes.
And see you next Monday. Okay.
Okay, yes, I'm going to study, I promise.
All right. And
Okay.
we didn't check the vocabulary, but okay.
No, yes, I did yesterday at night.
Okay. So how many words
But
do you have?
I can't remember, to be honest, but almost close to 100. Almost.
100. Okay. Okay. Good.
Almost. I'm going to practice today also.
Please, please, please.
Yeah. But
All
yes.
right. So
Okay.
have a really good night.
Yes, thank you so much and see you on Monday. Have a
See you
nice
Monday.
weekend.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.